Is your inbox overflowing with emails? You are definitely not alone. Hi everyone, Ahmed Masoud is here, and today I will show you one of the best ways to take control of your Outlook inbox and finally achieve inbox zero. I use this exact system when I worked at Microsoft, and it made a huge difference in helping me stay organized, productive, and on top of my daily work. Let's dive in. Here's my Outlook in the web. If you are using the desktop app, don't worry, it's almost the same if you are using the new Outlook version. The system is simple. The first thing you want to do is to create 3 folders inside Outlook. The first folder is called Action Items. In order to create it, you need to go here next to your inbox and then create a new folder. We will call it Action Items, and this is where you move emails that require work, follow-up, or a response that will take more than a couple of minutes. The second folder is called Waiting On. Allow me please to create it. And this is mainly to where you already replied or delegated the task, but now you are waiting for someone else to respond or complete something. So this is why this folder is going to be used for. The third folder is called Read Later. And this is for the newsletter, updates, reports, or informational emails that are useful but not urgent. Let's create it together. Create a new folder, Read Later. You can even give them separately different colors, as I used to do as well. So you can go to change the color. For Read Later, I will give it the color. For Waiting On, I will give the color. For Action Items, I will give it that color. 1 second. Okay, I need this. Now here is the important part. Your inbox should only be a temporary holding area, not your long-term task manager. Whenever a new email arrives, ask yourself these questions. Can I reply in less than 2 minutes? If yes, reply immediately and archive that email. Or does this require work or follow-up later? Then you need to move it to action items. Here, am I waiting for someone else? You can move it to waiting on. So like this here. If this is just information or something to review later, you can just move it to read later. You can for sure in your Outlook reorganize the folders by dragging and dropping them down. I usually go here under the sent items. And if the email is useless or no longer needed, you can archive or delete it completely so you can keep your box clean. For example, if someone asks you for a report or presentation that will take time to prepare, send a quick acknowledgement, then move the email to action items. If you delegate a task to another teammate, move that conversation to waiting on so you remember to follow up later if needed. And if you receive a newsletter or a company announcements you don't need to read immediately, move them to read later. And there is another very useful feature in Outlook which called the rules. Rules help you to automate your inbox so you can automatically move the newsletter or the unnecessary emails to a specified folder without dragging and drop them manually. Let's create a rule together. You go in the home section inside your Outlook. You will see here rules. You can create manage rules if you have a lot of rules. I don't have any yet. But you can see here the list of all your rules. Or if we went back to rules, you can see create a rule immediately. If you are sitting on a specified email, it will automatically read the sender email. It says now, always move message from Microsoft Security to this folder. Archive. Okay. It will ask you if you want to run the rule now. So all emails from Microsoft Security goes automatically to the archive. You can go ahead with that. So we see everything went now to the archive from this here. This saves a huge amount of time and keeps your Outlook clean automatically. Another tip is to use flags or pin important emails so high priority tasks stay visible, which is pretty simple. You can just hover over any message and flag it so you can review it later, and even pin it through this pin icon here, or right click on the task and you can see all the options we are doing as well in the using the right click on the mouse. For your info, the flagged items should be visible inside the Microsoft To Do application, the separate app, or inside Outlook here. So if you visit Microsoft To Do, you will see the flagged emails, so you can follow up with them as a task, which is pretty awesome. And finally, stop checking your email constantly throughout the day. One of the biggest productivity mistakes is reacting to every new notification immediately. Instead, check email at specific time during the day and turn off unnecessary notification. This helps you stay focused and productive. The goal of this entire system is simple. Keep your inbox clean, know exactly what needs your attention, and reduce mental overload. Once you start using this method constantly, managing emails becomes much easier and far less stressful. Allow me to tell you a brief about MStack 360, the company I'm managing. We do Microsoft solutions, so if you need migration from wherever to Microsoft, we help you with that for sure. Whenever you need a migration to the Microsoft Cloud, we will help you with that for sure, either from a server or Google Workspace or whatever. We help also in Microsoft Security and Intune. We also replace a full-time IT person through the hours packages that starts from 10 hours monthly. We also help in optimizing the business processes through building nice and fancy Power Apps solutions or SharePoint intranets that are connected with Power Automate and Power BI. Going back to our topic, now I want to speak with you about the categories inside Outlook and how you can manage them. In order to create, first of all, a category section, or to see how the category section is built with the colors, you can go in the home as well at the top right in the middle. You see categories, you can manage the categories. You can rename the categories based on your business need. Like if you are a clinic, you can call this patients, therapist, and based on your business processes as well. So I will call this, for example, for leads, and this is going to be for follow-up done, for example. This is for, let's say, urgent. So I say right now only 3 categories. I can get rid of the rest to keep it clean and simple. I use only what I want. For example, this one, I hover over on the email and right click on the mouse. Then I go to categories and then follow-up is done, for example. Lead and follow-up is done. So this is a quick, simple way on how to use the categories as well. Another useful tip is to schedule emails time blocks. Instead of checking emails all the day, you can check like 3 times daily. You can create just blocks in your calendar to revisit the emails. So you can go to your calendar and block some events, like when you start your day at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m., like emails or inbox review. And this way you can have kind of 3 blocks the whole day to review your inbox. I know this might not be valid for some people or some industries, but this can be ideal if you run a lot of tasks in your day. One of the side tips that I want to share personally with you is to, if you are a business owner, is to try to delegate. Delegation is one of the most important things that I have made in my career that allows me to think deeper, to even record this video while my team is working with my customers, and I'm sure they are doing a great job there. Delegation is one of the most important skills that requires some attention and some learning and some risk as well, because you might think you do things at 100% and no one can do it the same level. However, yes, you can risk with 10% or so from the best quality you have and do something else, or even take some rest. This is off the topic, but this is one of the ways on how you can manage your work and day better. This was part 1 from our journey with Microsoft Outlook, and that's it. Simple changes like this can completely transform the way you manage your Microsoft Outlook inbox. If you need help with Microsoft 365, Outlook, or business processes automation like Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, and SharePoint, or you want to improve how your business operates, you can book a free 15 minutes consultation with me using the link in the description below or directly through the website. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching and have a great day.